Deep in the forest, the hares once gathered. A band of their own was formed in the woods. For years of cruelty, they answered at last, and the poor old wolf hid trembling in leaves. Predators shivered inside their dark dens. So it often happens in the wide world when arrogant hunters sense weakness nearby, when they cross the line and see no borders. But once, long ago, everything was peaceful. The forest lived its quiet life. What the future would bring to this place, no creature knew, not even the fox. He too was a hunter by nature, yet when little fox cubs were born to him, he could no longer hunt the forest folk, and so the animals began to call him father. He was old and clever beyond measure. Perhaps 100 years he had lived in the woods. Though all respected and loved him dearly, he was closest of all to the hares. And there were many hares in the forest, old ones, young ones, large and small. They lived easily and lived peacefully in burrows deep beneath the earth. Then one summer day, without a warning, a pack of wolves entered the forest path. They came with shameless hunger and pride, 30 pairs of sharp white fangs. Their leader was small in stature, but filled with anger and cruelty. Some feared him, others obeyed him. His name was Charlie. He led a starving band of raiders, hunters who could smell weakness from afar. Wherever fear appeared before them, there they traveled across the world. Yet, in this forest, they already knew that justice here was guarded well. A mighty bear, broad and heavy-pawed, watched over all, the bear named Taran. Taran loved every creature of the woods, but deep in thoughts and heavy dreams, he searched for answers about life itself and slowly drifted into sleep. The fox and the hares understood this well. They carefully guarded Taran's rest, never imagining that proud predators would try to take advantage of it. But when they learned about the wolf pack, the fox, the adult hares, and even the young ones, they understood at once. Taran must be awakened. The fox pulled hard on the bear's nose, hedgehogs climbed upon his neck, little squirrels even dared to set the tip of his tail aflame. The hares danced all night upon his back, jumping and singing every song they knew. They tried everything they could imagine, but still the bear did not wake. It seemed Taran had fallen too deeply into his peaceful meditation. He could not return from it, sleeping happily, calm and still. Night passed, and morning came. The animals gathered to think together. How could they defend their forest from the arrogant wolves? All across the forest, beasts and birds had their own lives and daily work. War had never crossed their minds. But when the hour arrives, the one you never wish to face, you must leave everything behind and defend the home you love. So the fox began to organize the forest. Young hares were gathered together. Hedgehogs were placed along the path to watch and guard the roads. Birds and squirrels climbed high into the trees, searching branches and hidden hollows, so that when danger came at last, they could raise the alarm in time. Hares are often timid by nature, but together they discovered strength. Standing side by side, they found the courage they needed. Quickly, the fox taught the swift jumpers how to set clever traps for their enemy and how to face danger bravely without counting the fangs before them. Soon the wolves were surrounded. By night the circle had closed. The grey bag had no escape, not even with a tank. For a predator feels brave only when he sees fear in another's eyes. Only then does he smell the sweet scent of victory. But when the hares began to sing the song they knew the best, badgers joined them, moles joined them, even the vipers lifted their voices. The earth itself began to hum. The trees cracked and rumbled, and the wolves suddenly felt it, a powerful force rising against them. Foxes and hares sang together. Their voices grew strong and united. They felt the spirit of the forest and the strength that lived within it. One by one, Charlie and his band fought their way towards the road, pricked by hedgehog spines, scratched by the claws of birds, and each of them learned that day a lesson they would not forget: what true strength really is, and what steps truly matter. If you live with arrogance and cruelty, one day you may meet a force that will put everything back in its place. But if your actions are honest and true, and there are many like you, stand together without delay and say clearly, enough is enough. And remember this as well, even within a pack of wolves, there will always be some who hear the spirit of freedom, who understand and change. But for wolves like Charlie, there's always a place waiting out in the open field, and the hunter's steady bullet will return what is owed. Let this be a lesson for all who never learn. For every evil in this world, there will always be an answer from the good.